Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is January 3rd, 2014. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to jump right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you'll see here is that the futures are trading higher by about 4.25 points. So they have made quite a comeback, really, beginning around 1 o'clock in the morning. See, the futures have been steadily rising. Yesterday, the futures were down sharply. S&P 500 index finished down over 16 points yesterday. The Dow was down about 135 points, and the NASDAQ Composite was lower by 33.5 points. So it was a pretty ugly day to start the year yesterday, but nonetheless, the futures are coming back a little bit, and once again, trading up by about 4 points at the moment. I think traders really today are going to focus on the Ben Bernanke speech and a lot of the different Fed speakers that are going to be presenting today in Philadelphia. So I think Ben Bernanke is scheduled to speak around 2:30 this afternoon. He's going to come out, try to calm the markets, trying to say, hey, we're going to keep quantitative easing real light. We're not going to taper all that quickly. He's going to try to ease the pain here. But either way, expect Bernanke to speak right around 2:30. So that gives us a flat to slightly upside bias. Today is a Friday. Generally, we're going to look for a flat trading session into the closing bell, and I think that's what we're expecting, and I think that's what we'll see today for the most part. Looking at some stocks in the news today, you have this FireEye. It looks like they bought out a company. The stock is getting a big pop, but generally the acquiring company is the one that gets a pop. This stock is getting the pop today, and this is the acquirer. So in my opinion, it's way overbought. I would not touch this thing with a 10-foot pole. If you own it, I'd probably trail the stop or take profits. But this is way overblown, way overextended. Do not touch this one on the long side. It's a pretty new issue, so it's very hard to find a spot where it's a good short. But I would have to think anywhere up here, the stock probably is a fade candidate. But any way you slice it, you do not want to own this FEYE up here at this in the stratosphere of $50. It's just way too high, way too extended, and I believe they're the company that is buying somebody else out. They're not the company that is being bought. So keep that on focus. But I believe that FireEye is acquiring, I believe, another cybersecurity firm, Mandiant Corp, for about $1 billion. So again, this should start to fade or at least come down. The market interpreting as a positive deal, but nonetheless, I really don't see any upside here in the chart. Looking at a few other stocks here this morning, we're going to watch the automaker stocks. I believe the automakers are due to release their U.S. sales data for the month of December. So you want to keep Ford Motor on tap here. Ford, if it trades lower, keep this level on watch. I don't know if it'll get down there, but if it gets down to 14.53, that's where you want to snatch up Ford. Don't do anything before that, but 14.53 could be a very good intraday bounce level. Okay, that's $14.53. As for General Motors, not quite the same scenario, but if this stock does come down today, I really don't love any levels here, but around probably much lower. It'd probably be around the 38.90, 38.80 level, and I really like 37.90 for General Motors, but I'm not sure what it's going to do. I'm not sure what they're going to say or how the market's going to react today. But you want to keep this one on watch today. General Motors will be volatile as soon as they release their December auto sales number. Chrysler is still not a publicly traded company, so we're not going to worry about that stock at all, and we'll see how that all plays out. But right now, you want to keep Ford, you want to keep GM on watch. Those are two stocks that could be in motion today going forward. Looking at a few other things here, we want to take a look at gold. Gold yesterday had a pretty solid move to the upside. Today it is trading up about $3.20. Remember the trick and secret to gold. Okay, it's very simple. What you're going to do here is you're going to watch the dollar-yen chart. Okay, the dollar-yen. If the dollar-yen starts to move down, that's a positive for gold. If the dollar-yen starts to move up, that's a negative for gold. It's very simple. This is the carry trade that is fueling the stock market, and it also has a lot to do with the gold market. Notice that this was down yesterday. Today it was down a little bit. It has come off the lows, and gold is just up a little bit. So again, very correlated. But when dollar yen moves lower, that means gold generally will move higher. So keep that relationship on watch very, very closely. It seems to be working, and that's as far as we'll go with that. Looking at oil this morning, you have light sweet crude today trading lower by about 30 cents. Crude was hammered yesterday to the downside. Let's take a look at the all-important USO. You'll see here's the daily chart of USO yesterday. Big down move. Spot crude was down over $2. If we go to the intraday chart today, you'll see the USO trading around $34.10. Again, crude could come under more distribution. I couldn't rule it out. It does have a lot of support, though, at around 33.30 on the USO. So again, 33.30 would be a level where I think crude would definitely find some stability. That'd be a level where crude would probably bounce or at least hold as support. So there's nothing really to do here with crude. That's it. It's a great sell-off recently when it traded as high as 36 in the USO. But either way you slice it or dice it, a lot of support around 33.30. Keep that number on your radar for the USO. I believe that's about it today. It's going to be a slower session. There's a big storm in the Northeast, so a lot of traders are not going to make it into the marketplace today. They're going to be sitting the day at home, spending the day at home, I should say. So volume trends are expected to be light. That helps the markets, the major stock indexes, stay buoyant. So again, it is a Friday. We call this the Friday effect. We're generally going to look for a flat to slightly positive trading day by the closing bell. Don't look for too much upside. Don't look for too much downside. I think we're just going to be in that same type of range throughout the end of the day with the major indexes. As for oil, it could come down a little bit more. Not sure how low it's going to fall, but 33.30 is the level there. And don't forget the forward level is 14.53 if it gets down there for an intraday scalp bounce. And that pretty much covers everything that I have today. I will see everybody on the charts. Again, watch those Fed meetings. Could move the markets a little bit. Bernanke is scheduled to speak at 2:30. Have a great day, everybody. See you on the charts.